good morning, and welcome to another morning meditation and motivation. Let's go ahead and begin by taking a couple deep breaths, breathing in through your nose, hold it, breathing out through your mouth slowly like you're blowing a balloon. One more time, breathe in through your nose, hold it, slowly breathe out through your mouth. One final time, take a deep cleansing breath in through your nose. Hold it. Slowly breathe out through your mouth, releasing anxiety, frustration, and the residue from the weekend. As we begin this Monday, August 10th, the 222nd day of 2026, I want you to consider one simple question. What are you afraid of right now? Not what concerns you, not what you are thinking about. What are you actually afraid of? Because sometimes we give fear more power by refusing to name it. Fear has a way of hiding behind other emotions. Sometimes what looks like procrastination is fear. What sounds like anger is fear. What feels like frustration is fear. Even our need to control everything can sometimes be fear wearing a different outfit. So this morning, before we try to conquer it, let's identify it. Name what you are afraid of. Maybe you're afraid of something at work. Maybe you're afraid that something won't work. Maybe you're afraid of disappointing somebody. Maybe you're afraid of making the wrong decision. Maybe you're afraid of something you've worked hard to build could fall apart. Maybe you're simply afraid because you don't know what happens next. Whatever it is, name it. Because you cannot effectively face what you continually refuse to identify. But after we identify the fear, we have to face the issue. And that's different. The fear is what you're feeling, the issue is what you're facing. The issue may be a difficult conversation. The issue may be a decision you delayed. The issue may be a deadline. The issue may be something that didn't go according to your plan. The issue may simply be that something needs to change. And sometimes we spend so much energy managing how we feel about the issue that we never actually deal with the issue itself. So today, ask yourself, what can I actually do about this? Maybe you can't fix everything today, but you can make the call. You can have the conversation. You can ask the question. You can acknowledge the mistake. You can make the appointment. You can start the assignment. You can create the plan. You can take one courageous step forward. And that brings us to resilience. Resilience isn't pretending that something didn't hurt. Resilience isn't acting as though you're never tired. Resilience isn't refusing to acknowledge disappointment. Resilience is deciding that what happened will not have the final word about what happens next. You may have been knocked down, but you can get up differently. You may have experienced disappointment, but you can learn from it. You may have made a mistake, but you can adjust. You may have lost something, but you haven't lost your ability to move forward. Resilience says, I am still here. I am still learning. I am still growing. I am still moving. But there is one more thing I want us to practice: celebration. Many of us have become experts at surviving and amateurs at celebrating. We overcome something and immediately ask, what's next? We finish one difficult assignment and immediately start worrying about the next one. We make it through something we once didn't know how we could survive, and somehow we forget to stop and say, look at what I made it through, or look at what God brought me through. Celebration isn't arrogance. Celebration is acknowledgement. It reminds your mind that every chapter of your story has not been defeat. Some things tried you and you overcame them. Some things frightened you and you faced them. Some things knocked you down and you got back up. Some situations required more from you than you thought you had, and somehow you found it. Don't minimize that. Mark the victory. So as we enter this Monday, August 10th, carry these 4 movements with you. Identify the fear. Face the issue. Initiate resilience. Institute celebration. And here's the challenge for today. Before this day ends, identify one thing you're afraid of and take one concrete action toward it. Remember one difficult thing you've already overcome and celebrate yourself for how far you've come. Because today's challenge isn't simply about facing Monday. Today's challenge is to remind yourself, I've faced difficult things before. I've overcome things before. I've rebuilt before. I've figured things out before. And whatever is standing in front of me today deserves my attention. It does not deserve my fear. Take the next step. Face what is in front of you. Trust what you've developed within you. And when you overcome it, don't push past your victory. Stop, mark it, celebrate it. Because sometimes remembering what you've already overcome is exactly what gives you the courage to face what comes next. Let's take one final deep breath in through our nose. Hold it. Slowly exhale. And as you arrive back into this moment, wiggling your fingers and toes, let's go and be prepared to face another Monday powerfully. 2 quotes I want to leave you with today. they come, first of all, from Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela says, "The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear." And the second quote comes from Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou says, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated." So on this Monday, that's what I leave you with. It's not about not being afraid. It's about not allowing the fear to have the last word. And it's also remembering that defeats are a part of life. You just can never be defeated. Listen, I love you. Have an amazing Monday. Champion this Monday. To God be the glory. Goodbye.